What's up, people? It is Reaperator here, and today I just kind of wanted to go into one of the main problems I have with the current state of MultiVersus. So, in this video, I'm going to be talking about the pricing system and how it's just absolutely whack and needs desperate change. And this comes from a place of me wanting the game to succeed, right? I don't want to see it tank. It's looking like some people are already getting bored of it. I mean, the true fans are still playing, but it doesn't seem like the game's growing at all. And just based off the tweets I'm seeing on Twitter, people are getting pretty fed up. And one of the main things I'm fed up with is just the pricing system of this game. So I'm going to go through bit by bit and just pick apart the parts that I don't like, as well as offer solutions. Because like I said, I want this game to succeed, right? It's a game I enjoy playing, and I don't want to see it die too early. So first, let's get into the Battle Pass. Now, for a lot of free-to-play games, and that's another thing I wanted to mention before I even get into anything else, I understand that it's free-to-play, so stuff is going to be more expensive than it should. I understand that, because they're not making any revenue off of people actually downloading the game. They need to offer in-game microtransactions to make their money. That all makes sense. I'm very cool with that, especially because they've kept it cool and made it cosmetic only for the most part, right? The problem is if they don't make it cheap enough, nobody's going to want to buy it. I mean, that's simple economics, right? So let's look at the Battle Pass. If I wanted to unlock the premium, which I did not because I'll get into it later, but it is $9.50. I currently have 700 Gleamium, can't even do it unless I want to spend more money, right? $9.50 is equal to $9.50, give or take, right? The problem is you're only getting 50 tiers. The Battle Pass maxes at tier 50 right here, right? Most Battle Passes that I've seen in free-to-play games have 75, 100 tiers, and they're the same price. Maybe like $10, so okay, 50 cents more, but you're getting double the rewards, right? This game doesn't have a very long Battle Pass. And the other thing I don't like about that is they wanted the grind to still last the whole season, or at least for the average player. I'm sure there are some go-getters who already have had this thing done for weeks. I'm pretty close to completing it, as you can see, but they made the tiers harder to achieve. I think that's a terrible way to go about it. First thing I would redo is make the Battle Pass longer. Offer more rewards and make each tier consistently difficult. So don't have tier 1 be I don't even know what these things are called. I'm just going to call them Battle Pass XP. I'm pretty sure that's what they're called. But Tier 1 might be 500 Battle Pass XP. Okay, cool. But then I'm on Tier 42 right now, and I'm pretty sure it's 1,000 Battle Pass XP. So essentially, I'm having to do double the work just to progress further, which to me doesn't make much sense. It makes sense when you're leveling up in games. Like, I understand that, but this isn't a leveling system. This is a Battle Pass system. I don't like when they make tiers harder to achieve. And I don't know if you guys play the mobile game Brawl Stars, but that does the same thing. And I'm not a fan of it. Just make all tiers consistently difficult. Whether it be tier 1 or whether it be tier 50 for this game, they should be the same amount of XP. And I think it should be 600. You get these weekly challenges up here. I'll scroll through a little bit of them. And each one of these offers you 600 XP when you complete them. I think it's fair that each of these, seeing as they're harder challenges, should get you one tier. So, in my opinion, I think that should be the first rework, is just make all tiers the same XP to unlock and make it so that there's more of them. Because people want more rewards, man. You'll get more sales that way. The second thing I wanted to address is the Battle Pass just not having that good of stuff. I mean, a lot of these tiers, and I'm looking at the free pass right now, are just toast, right? And there's even some in the premium pass, right? Toast becomes useless at a certain point. I'm pretty sure I have like over 200 of them. I don't do it often enough to ever run low, and I barely use it. You also get toast for getting character mastery, which is cool. I mean, I like the system. I don't think they should remove it or anything, but it's just not that cool of a reward, man. And then the rest of the bulk of the pass is things like taunts, like this rain dog taunt. And that's the other thing is, the taunts are character specific, which I think that makes sense. I don't know how they do it any other way from a programming standpoint. I mean, I'm not a video game developer, so I don't know how that works, right? But it makes it difficult because I don't use Rain Dog, and I'm never going to. I don't think he's that good of a character. So that becomes useless to me. A sticker for Finn. Maybe you can use that on other characters, maybe you can't. I don't know, but I don't use Finn, so that's useless. The things that are generally available for all characters to use would be things like the banners and the profile pictures and the ring out virtual effects, right? They should have more of those. They're very cool. I mean, they don't add too much to the game, but, you know, you like to customize however you want. You want it to be variable. And I think we should do with more of those and less of character-specific, like, taunts. Now, when it comes to character-specific skins, that's a different story, right? Because a lot of times, even if you don't use that character that much, it's cool to collect skins. Skins are the bread and butter of cosmetics. Everybody wants them. They're great. The skins just aren't particularly good in this battle pass. And I think part of this might be it's because the first battle pass, they probably wanted to just put some mid-tier stuff in it because not that many people had downloaded the game when this pass first dropped, and they knew that. So I'm assuming for Season 2, it's going to get a lot better. And if it doesn't, once again, I'm not going to buy the pass. I mean, I have no incentive right now to purchase this battle pass. There is virtually nothing on here for any of the characters I use. The main characters I use is Rick, Morty, and a little bit of Stripe. And there's not a skin for any of those three characters, right? Now, I understand that they were DLC characters and added after the pass, so they couldn't have done it, but I'm hoping that we get some more for those three characters, just personally, a me thing, in a future pass. Because something they will have to focus on in being able to incorporate a good skin and possibly multiple good skins for characters, and only having 50 tiers to do so doesn't leave them a lot of wiggle room. So I'm hoping that the next pass will be longer, and I'm hoping they'll reduce the whole thing where the higher tiers cost more XP to grind. And the last thing I wanted to get into when it comes to the battle pass is the fact that there's no Gleamium to earn at all. Like, usually I'll see in games is you pay $10 for the battle pass, so in this game you drop 1,000 Gleamium or 950 or whatever, and then usually you can earn that back just by completing the pass, right? It incentivizes people to grind it out. You don't get it back in this game. And a lot of the time too, I understand that if someone does that, then every season they can just keep completing the battle pass and basically buy one battle pass and get them all, right? But more often than not, that person will not actually spend the money they earn back on the battle pass, and they'll buy a different cosmetic. And to me, it seems like the goal for most people might be to earn it back. But at the end of the day, if you're playing the game that long and you're engaged with it that long, you're more likely to be spending money on the game. That's why things like skill-based matchmaking exist, right? They do that so that players that are bad still feel like they're good, so they want to engage with the game more instead of just giving up on it, right? It's why COD's been doing it, and I don't want to get onto Call of Duty in this video. I'll have a whole separate one for that, but it's just things like that. You want the player to play more and to feel like they're rewarded for playing, and they'll usually be more likely to spend money. I've spent $20 on this game so far, and if they don't change anything, I doubt I'll spend any more. The next thing I want to get into is just general overpricing. So I'm going to take you guys to the Gleamium screen. This is the part that I find a little bit ridiculous. So usually when you buy things, the typical, well, for this game I'll go into, the typical thing is this $10 right here. Each dollar gets you 100 Gleamium. That makes sense. But then now I don't understand why you're paying $5 at this tier and only getting $4.50. I mean, you're literally losing Gleamium by choosing the cheaper option. That should never be how the game is. The game should be $5 equals 500 Gleamium, right? 100 for one, with a standard rate. And then if you want to spend more money, you get more bundled in. So this should probably be 1,100 Gleamium. And then you get even more bundled in when you buy bigger bundles. This one gives you an extra 200, but admittedly, that's a little low for spending $20 on the game, especially with the way that some of the Gleamium and skins are priced, right? Like a legendary skin is 2,000 Gleamium. That's $20 for one skin, right? And then you over here, you get an extra 1,000. You know, that's pretty good. You get an extra $10, but you're spending $50 to do so. That should probably even be higher, in my opinion. I don't know. I feel like it's overpriced. And I understand, like I said, it's a free-to-play game, so they want to overprice things. And to some extent, I get it. But you can't go too overboard with it, or people aren't going to want to buy it at all. I do not like to spend money on games, typically, when it comes to cosmetics. Once in a while, I'll drop a little bit, but this is ridiculous, man. They need to work this out. The next thing I want to get into are the profile icons. So there are free-to-earn ones, and the default ones that come with the game are pretty cool, right? The problem I have are with these ones that you use gold to buy. This is 3,000 gold. I mean, these are rare icons, which is like the lowest tier to my understanding. And they're 3,000 gold. You can buy an expert level fighter with that amount of gold. Why would anyone ever buy these? Like, I don't get it. And they're not particularly interesting. Like, I guess this one's kind of cool, but This is literally just a picture of Morty. Like, you really think I'm going to spend 3,000 gold on that? That's a little bit of a grind. I'm not going to spend that on a profile picture that I'll probably end up changing anyways. Plus, you can just earn a cooler one, Evil Morty, by playing the character of Morty. I don't understand why they're trying to price these this high. And then you've got Black Lantern, Superman, and Wonder Woman. They're both 10,000 gold. I mean, you can buy 5 normal fighters with that. Like, what? I'm not going to spend 5 fighters worth of gold to get a profile icon. It's not that important. And then you've got the uncommon. Sorry, I made the mistake before. Uncommon is the lowest tier, but rare still pretty low. But 3,000? I mean, the other one was 3,000. Look, this is rare, 3,000. This is uncommon, also 3,000. And no, I don't think it should be priced higher because it's a Halloween event item. I don't care about that. Admittedly, this is a really boring profile icon. I would never run this, let alone spend 3,000 gold on it. I mean, that's just ridiculous, man. And I get that these things are supposed to be kind of a flex, like you buy them when you got gold to spend, but it's still ridiculous. And then don't even get me started on this one. 50,000 gold. You could buy every character on the roster, I'm pretty sure, for 50,000. There's no way I'm buying Fred's ascot from Scooby-Doo when Fred's not even a playable character, mind you. Why would I ever buy this? It's just pointless, man. I don't get it. I don't know what they're thinking with this, but first of all, they need to balance them out so that tiers match the price, right? Because it's inconsistent. Why is a rare just as expensive as an uncommon? That makes zero sense to me. And then also, just having it be that expensive in the first place is ridiculous. I would probably change it so that uncommon is 250, rare is 500, whatever purple's called in this game, epic I assume, 750, and then legendary is 1,000. That's still a lot of gold to be spending on a profile icon, and it's still a little bit of a flex, so I think that's a fair price for that. One of the other things I want to talk about is that there's no free way to earn Gleamium. Now, I'm not saying you should just be able to earn it like it's gold and get a ton of it and therefore never spend money on the game, because the game would go bankrupt, right? They need to have people paying money to get the cosmetics, because that's where they make all their money from. However, usually in other free-to-play games, I'll look at Fortnite. I don't play it anymore, but I played it when it was fresh, and I spent a ton of money on that game. I think I spent over $100 on it, and for me, that's a lot. Like, I have never spent that much on a game since, right? But the thing that got me engaged with that game was there was ways to earn your Battle Pass money back, as I talked about before, but then also there were free tiers. So what that kind of does is show me, okay, well, I've got 200, I don't know, V-Bucks. Yeah, I've got 200 V-Bucks. What's 8 more, right? That's $8. I'll just buy a small little kit and then, have money left over. And also, if you really wanted to grind, you could do that every season, right? Usually, I think it was 200 V-Bucks were allowed for free per season, maybe 300. This game should definitely do that. Add some Gleamium into the free tiers of the Battle Pass or something else, and give people just a little smidge of free money, and usually they'll actually end up buying more. But it's also just nice to know that you can get some of the low-level stuff just by playing the game free. Now, the other thing I wanted to mention is the Halloween event, man. I was so disappointed by this. I got excited. I was like, wow, I love seasonal events. This Halloween one is sure to be great. And I was let down, full honesty. Because look at the things you can buy with the earnable currency, right? A jack-o'-lantern sticker. Wow, that's cool. I'm never going to use a sticker in-game. I don't care about that. A profile icon that's very generic. Okay, cool. Also not going to buy it. Don't want it. And then the other 2 free things are for, again, characters I don't use. This one is admittedly super cool. I love the skin. Even though I don't use Raindog, I've actually considered purchasing this skin just because I think it looks awesome, man. Like, you can tell they put a lot of effort into this. It looks sick. It's 3,000, which I think that's a fair price. It's an epic skin, and this candy is only usable for this event. Whatever. But then you've got another one, also epic tier, by the way, which is 12,000. That is such a grind for such a boring skin. I mean, this one is way less cool than the Mummy one, and for whatever reason, this one is 9,000 candy more expensive. Once again, they're being inconsistent. I think the only thing that's different from this compared to the other one is I think Cake is a different voice actor than Jake, but I don't care about that. Again, I don't use Jake, but my buddy who I play with, he's a Jake main, right? And he loves Adventure Time. And he says he hates those episodes, right? So for a skin that is kind of lame for 12,000 is just absolutely ridiculous. And then you've got the paid skins, right? This one looks super awesome, but again, 1,500 Gleamium for a skin. I mean, that is $15 you're dropping. When it came to Fortnite, they were significantly cheaper. You were able to collect a lot more of them for a lot less. This game doesn't let you do that. And also, with Fortnite, you could equip a skin at any time because your character played the same no matter what. These are character-specific skins. I'm not going to want to spend any of this money. I mean, the Witch Velma looks awesome, and I used to main Velma, but I never actually bought her. I just kind of mained her while she was a free-to-play, which she is right now. But I don't know. They've nerfed her so much, she's not really viable in my opinion anymore. She's still powerful, but just not what I want to use. This skin looks awesome. The Frankenstein skin looks awesome. And both the Black Lantern Superman and Wonder Woman skins look amazing. They're just overpriced. It's as simple as that. And then you've got this Tom and Jerry one, which it's there. I don't know. Not the greatest. But I don't know. I think they're asking too much money for me to buy these skins. I would say that for the legendary skins should probably be like 1,500 max. The epic skin should probably be like 1,000 max. Rare should probably be like 500 max, and then uncommon 250. I feel like that's fair. You're still getting money from the skins, because if they were that cheap, I'd actually probably buy more of them, and in turn, the game would make more money. And keep in mind, like I said from the beginning, I'm making this video because I want this game to succeed. Having these overpriced characters helps no one. It doesn't help the consumer or the company. I really think this needs a rework. I mean, it seems I've seen nobody else talking about the pricing and how ridiculous it is and how inconsistent it is, which that in alone, why is it inconsistent? Why is this skin 3,000 candy and this one's 12,000? If you want to put a price on the voice actor, I would say an extra 1,000 candy would be max. And then don't even get me started on the trade candy for gold. That's the thing they added. Hey, if you don't like any of the skins or availabilities, well, you can always trade that extra candy you earn for gold, and that's a great idea. Except 1,500 for 30 gold? I think the rate is 500 candy equals 10 gold or something like that. That's ridiculous. Like, what? That's nothing. I can do nothing with 30 gold. It's not even worth trading, in my opinion. You'd have to grind so long just to make 100 gold, which you can just make by waiting one day and winning one game. I mean, put the rate higher than that. I understand you still earn gold as you earn candy, so you're really doubling your gold, but the sacrifice you're making is not purchasing any of the Halloween skins because you'll probably be spending that money on gold, right? So for that trade, I think you should be getting at least 50 gold for 500 candy. I mean, anything else is just ridiculous. It's not enough. I don't know. That's just some gripes I've had with this Halloween event. I was super let down, and it's not over, so I'm saving my candy because I think they tweeted that they might be adding some more stuff down the line. So hopefully they do, and my opinion of this changes. But as of right now, this Halloween event was a huge slap to the face. It's just not even worth doing. So yeah, overall, I just wanted to kind of go over in this video and say some of the changes I think that they should make. I know that it's probably not Player First Games' fault. It's probably Warner Bros. Setting the minimum prices for them. They seem like a pretty good company when it comes to being in touch with their consumer and knowing what the consumer wants. I just think their pricing is ridiculous. So overall, I would say that they should lower the actual price of Gleamium so I can buy more of it for less money. And everybody else too. And I know that sounds kind of selfish, like, oh, I don't want to pay that much. But realistically, if they overprice things, I'm not going to be done with my money. And nobody else is either. Especially because this game is definitely marketed towards younger audiences. They have to ask their parents for that stuff. What kind of parent is going to want to constantly fork over that much money? You know what I mean? Like, they're probably fine with small increments, but nothing like that. And if you lower the price, you'll actually get more sales and therefore more money. So I don't understand why they haven't done this at this point. I really think they should balance stuff across the board. I don't know why one profile icon is 3,000 for being rare, and then an uncommon one is also 3,000. It doesn't make any sense to me. One of the other things I had, and I'll pull it up real quick here, is the character purchases, also inconsistent. So you got characters that are like Batman, right? He's a normal character. You can unlock him for 2,000 gold. I actually think the gold for characters makes a lot of sense. And you can also spend 700 Gleamium if you don't want to grind out the gold. Awesome. What doesn't make sense to me is now when you go to an expert character like Arya, right? She's an expert, so you have to unlock her, and it costs 3,000 gold. But also still 700 Galenium. Like, that just makes no sense. What were they thinking when they made the system? If an expert character is going to be worth 700 Galenium, then a normal character should be worth probably like 500 or 400. I mean, just be more consistent, guys. That's all I ask, right? Consistency is everything. Also, I think they should just add small amounts of Gleamium and just overall reduce prices. Anyways, with that being said, I'm going to end the video here. Drop a like, comment if you guys agree with me. Let me know what your thoughts are on the pricing system, right? I mean, I can't be the only one to find it ridiculous. Other people have got to feel the same way. But subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next one.